Buck, they'd like nothing better than to celebrate the start of the NBA season with a win. The starters for the Utah Jazz, they've got Howard. Andre Kirilenko is out there with Favors, and it's Wall and Richardson. And for Indiana, they've got Gilbert Arenas. Gian Lean is out there with LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's Thornton and Gay. You look back at Utah's draft last June, an underrated story was that they own New York's first-round draft choice.
Yeah, and it ended up being the 9th overall pick. And that's not a bad pick for a team that's in the playoffs. Looks like they switched to man-to-man, D, here.
Right side, Kirilenko over Gay. The shot by Kirilenko, no good.
We've seen him make that mid-range shot, but just not often enough.
Back to the pick for a team in Utah that's already gifted with young talent. Getting another young blue-chip talent is a tremendous boost.
Well, you have to take advantage of those kinds of draft opportunities. I mean, it's really a luxury to get to the second round of the playoffs and still be able to add players that you think can help you immediately.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Hey, Kevin. Well, I briefly spoke with Jim O'Brien. The thing to be aware of, he said, is that they're facing a team stocked with excellent shot blockers. So he's hoping to be able to open things up on the inside by having some early success shooting the basketball. Let's watch.
Thank you, Doris.
It's really a mindset, Kevin. You want to get into your defensive groove and find a way to stay there for the full game.
Here's Arenas. Buries it from deep.
He'll make that shot all game long. The defense has got to get over the top of that screen.
Indiana on D. And here's Wall. Now Favors. Can't hit the jumper after freeing himself up with the pump fake. Here is Arenas. Here's Gay. Another miss by Gay. And Utah has possession. All with it. Gilbert Arenas covering. Here's Richardson. Jacks up the triple. Marcus Aldridge grabs the miss.
Boy, they haven't been able to start as fast as they would have liked to here.
Outside Arenas. Aldridge backing in. Nice fake up and under. Aldridge has got his first 2 points.
The defender was right in his face, but he used that to his advantage. That's an NBA move.
Here's Wall. He's covered by Arenas. Howard misses.
With that, they find themselves missing on 4 of their first 5 shot attempts. That's not a good start. Actually, it's a bad start for them.
Pass to Aldridge. With the fadeaway. Shot's good. Aldridge has got his second basket of the night.
His height is really an advantage on that medium-range jumper. He can just rise up and pop it right over the defenders and get a good shot every time.
Here's Favors, and he drops that one in, getting it off the pick.
The pick worked to perfection, and he had all the room he needed to get off the jumper.
Outside Arenas. Now Yee. Thornton with it. Here's Gay. Buries it from outside.
Kevin, you can't rest or blink at all on him. He's a dangerous scorer, and you have to know where he is at all times.
Here's Wall. On the wing, Jason Richardson over Thornton. Richardson, no luck.
They'll allow him to get that off all day.
And here's Thornton. Back to Gay. He's picked up by Wall. Now Yee. Just 5 to shoot. Outside Arenas. The shot is off. And here go the Jazz the other way. And here's Richardson. Gay picks him up defensively. Richardson kicks to Howard.
Good defensive footwork shut down his path to the basket.
And the Jazz with some changes. Udo comes in for Derek Favors. And it's Udrich in for John Wall. Here's Udrich. The dump off. 5 on the clock. High post, Howard. The Jazz need to get off a shot here. Another miss by Utah.
You know, they got away with subpar defense there. He'll make you pay from out there more often than he won't. They've changed up the D now. It's a 3-2 zone.
Here's Thornton. Top of the key. Aldridge, no luck.
Kevin, that's the kind of shot you want. You can't ask for better execution on offense, but sometimes they just don't fall.
Now Udo. Udrich. He's covered by Arenas. Arenas knocks it away. On offense, here are the Pacers. They're on a 10-2 run here. And for the Pacers, a 32-50 record overall last season, number 10 in the Eastern Conference.
Not what they expected, Kevin, but at home, the Pacers did end up 23-18.
And so here is Utah, following the shot by Rudy Gay. Here's Howard. Kept alive. Here's Richardson. Comes up empty from the wing. Pacers leading by 6. Outside, Arenas. Thornton. Pass to Aldridge. Over Richardson. And once again off the mark by Indiana. And Clark, home court advantage really can be a huge boost to a team, can't it?
And you find it being the case more with younger teams, Kevin, because it really does give a team like that a burst of energy. But for any team, it helps.
Here is Udo. Tipped.
Great reflexes. He pounced on that one.
Here's Udrich. Aldridge is covering. Howard kicks to Udo. Over Yee. Udo gets the bucket. So the Pacers call timeout, their first of the game.
Here we go, Pacers fans. Now coming onto the court are your Pacemen.
So Indiana ends up with a new group on the floor. The Jazz also changing it up. Francisco Elson's checked in for Howard. Korver comes in for Jason Richardson. And John Wall subbed in for Udrich. Here is Telfair. 1:31 left in the first quarter. Here is Brewer. The shot's good. Telfair making the play.
Kicked it to the right guy at the right time. That's a good pass.
Let's go to our great sideline reporter, Doris Burke, for an update. Doris?
Kevin, Derek Favors, the rookie big man out of Georgia Tech, taken third by the New Jersey Nets. He's still young, and some say he needs to get a little meaner on the court. His college coach remembered finding his trainer tending to blisters on Favors' feet after practice. Derek's team-issued socks had gotten lost in the laundry, and he would have felt guilty asking for another pair. Guys, Favors will need to take what's his in the NBA. Gotta love it, guys.
Well, he's got the frame to do it. Thanks, Doris. Here's Wall. Here's Korver. And Utah again with the bucket.
With his staple gun release, he doesn't need much space or time at all to fire it up.
Here's Jeffries. Hits the 15-footer. And the Pacers lead by 3. Here's Wall. 24 seconds left in the first. Here's Kirilenko. No good. That would have tied it. Brewer with the ball. Behind the arc. Elson gets the board inside. A high-scoring game here right out of the gates. Pacers lead by 3.
Well, their defense has been superb, Kevin. They're talking, working together, and really making it a challenge to score.
Don't go away. Back in just a moment. And it's been a tight game as the second quarter gets going. Here is Telfair. On the floor for Utah, getting going here in the second quarter. They've got Favors and Elson. Brewer puts too much on it. And here's Wall. It's taken away by Brewer. It's vertical. Ooh, tried to cram it home, but drew the foul, and he'll have to earn him at the line.
Wise foul there, Kevin. You can't give up the easy dunk.
First free throw is good. Going back to last spring, Utah was able to overcome the Nuggets in the postseason, but just ran into all kinds of problems against the Lakers.
Yeah, it was just too much size, Kevin. It didn't appear as though they were out of their league, but nonetheless, a sweep is a sweep. Yet they were in every one of those games, and they were a little short-handed, and the lack of size really was the difference.
Here's Wall. Telfair is tagged with the reach. That's his first foul. Reggie Williams, he's checked in for Corey Brewer. Here's Wall. Puts the move on. Kept alive. Here is Favors. Now Wall. He dishes it. Second chance shot. And that one's good by Favors.
Had to raise my eyebrow on that one a little bit, but it counts all the same.
Now Telfair. Back to Williams. Great anticipation. It's one-on-one. Here's G. And finish up with a